Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson. We in the studio again for another great day, and you already know who's with me.
Number 13, Donovan Jackson, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir, it's that boy up in this house, man. We about to tear it up again. So, for today's episode, I got a very special guest with us today. Somebody's been rocking with me for a minute. I actually met him outside of the field what we're talking about. You would think I would met him at like coaching football, but no, I actually met him in an accounting office at Jerry's Nugget. You know what I'm saying? And after that, we've been cool ever since then, man. Been supporting, been helping out with the nonprofit, and I really appreciate you, bro. So bring it to the mic. You got Mr. William Johnson. How you doing, Will?
How you doing? Yeah, man. It's crazy how we met because we knew so many people that were like linked together, you know?
Right.
That brings that Vegas. Vegas is small, but hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here. We didn't have like a good hour talk before this hour talk, so it's all good, man.
Right.
You know, I hope we can keep this one the same way.
Oh, yeah, it's not, bro. It's already gonna be smooth, man. It's gonna be a real good talk, bro. I'm glad you came through. Been rocking with us for a minute, and we actually got live. No, sorry for the delay, but
it's
about to be real good. It's about to warm up real quick. So the reason I brought you on today, Will, is to talk about coaching empowerment, pretty much, on keeping people motivated. I know you've been coaching for a long time. You've been LVHS, Las Vegas High School.
Las Vegas High School, yeah.
Yeah, you've been in Las Vegas. You're doing your mom's workouts on the side. You actually just got your personal trainer's license?
Yeah, just got my personal trainer certificate through NASM, PES, so I get to work with performance enhancement.
Okay.
So I pretty much just I can work with athletes.
Okay.
But I also am one of those people that just think everybody's an athlete. So I don't have to sit here and try to make you run faster. I can really just make you lose some weight, get in shape, tone up. I told you earlier about the crazy stuff me and my brothers do at the house. So it's like, that's just how I look at it, you know.
Right.
People are like, I'm not a football player like you. Like I remember my mom told me that, and now she over here doing ladders. I'm like, okay, what's up?
Nah, because at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all a workout.
Yeah.
You know, so just get some body moving, getting the blood going.
Literally, all you have to do, if you want to lose weight, if you want to build muscle, is you have to burn.
Right.
And I'm not just saying burn calories. You gotta burn like anything. Like you just sweat. You burn calories by sweating. If you ain't sweating, you ain't gonna burn nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I love it, bro. So let's go ahead and dive into it then, bro. So what made you want to start getting into coaching, or coaching training? Like, how did you get into that field? What made you even think about that?
So crazy thing is, for coaching sports, coaching football, that came way before the training and things like that.
Right.
So football, I really didn't know what I wanted to do when I left high school. I just went to CSN and was working at Nike, you know, and I just left it at that.
Right.
And then randomly decided I was gonna go play football. Went to junior college, literally hit my mom like, hey, I gotta move up, you know, in California.
Yeah, I need some money.
In like a month. Like, you gotta take me to Cali in a month, and that was it. And then when I came back that next summer, me and my boys, we were all at the same school together. They were, little brothers were finna come up there, and we're all like around the same age. We're all going to the same school, from the same high school.
Oh, wow.
We ended up being like 7 or 8 deep.
Oh, wow.
And we all like knew each other growing up through high school, middle school.
Cool little posse.
And still cool to this day. And literally we would just grind in the morning, lifting in the weight room, because the coach was still our coach. He would let us work out, and I just had nothing to do in the morning. And that same summer, I think my little brother went to high school.
Okay.
So I was like, let me just go help. So I just went out there, started helping, and was just coaching during the summer.
Right.
I would coach, then I would lift, I would go to work, come home, we'd hit the field,
Right.
start over, do it again. You know what I'm saying? And I just kept doing that. And then when I finished college, that's when I got hit up by the coach there at Vegas Now. And literally he was just like, I want you to come coach for me. He's an alumni. He's like, I'm trying to get a lot of alumni to be coaches for me. He's like, you seem like you know football. And I was like, all right, cool. So I came back, ended up coaching with a lot of my boys who I went to high school with, my close brother Ronald. We lived together, all that stuff. So we just sit here and talk about football all day.
Right.
And it just grew from there. We started at JV, as just an assistant coach. Then they gave me the JV head coach. That was a horrible season. But it was like we came in where all the best players went to varsity because we were so low on athletes and
Right.
dudes that was ready to work. So I just got everybody I could make play football.
Oh wow.
And it just sucked because it was like, I want to make you guys better, I want to toughen you guys up, but you're not talented in the physical side. Like, you're not all walking out here 6'4", 6'4".
Right, 350 pounds.
Yeah, I had a dude that got picked up over a guy's head, and I was just like,
what can I do?
JV football game, so that's supposed to be sophomores and juniors, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how old is this dude? Like he's a receiver, and the safety picked him up. I said, okay, guys, this is different.
Right.
So it was a rough season, you know, and I learned a lot about myself on just things I cannot say to kids. I had a lot of parents mad that I was cussing their kids out. I had a lot of parents mad that I was just keeping it real, but that's just how I am. You know?
Right.
And the funny thing about it is I got moved to varsity the next year because there was a vacant spot. And we started winning. And I think we ended up going 10-2 or 11-2 or something like that. And every single one of those kids that were on my JV squad either played or were on that team, and they weren't mad about those conversations no more. You know what I'm saying?
Because you actually pushed them to another level.
Pushed them to another level. They started to understand it. The things I was saying started to work. Other coaches started saying it, so they started having a belief thing. You know, and that's all it is kids aren't gonna believe you when they're losing. It's a sad thing about it. You know, kids want to win. Kids don't like to be out here losing, but they don't understand that it takes them to do it.
Right.
I can only give you the tools. I can't go out there and do it for you. I wish I could, but they don't want me to go out there with a full beard and hit some kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You won't be out there towering over the kids.
Yeah. So it's like it's just funny because you know it literally just happens. You know, and it doesn't have to be like those kids just got tremendously better. It's like some kids bought in. Some kids got really better, and those kids led.
Right.
And you know, those kids, they know who they are. We have a kid that went to BYU last year. His name is Miles Davis, and fastest kid I've ever met.
Right.
Literally, when he would run, he looked like he was jogging.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? He played receiver, and the first game, he had 5 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
On the team that we thought we were, like, scared to play because we were like, yo, like, they got this dude, they got this dude. And our defense just came out balling out. They got tired of hearing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I think from then on, they started to understand we can do this. We just have to start believing. We got to start putting in the effort, not be mad when coach tells us we're doing something stupid, or if coach uses a language that we don't think the coach should use, because we are human, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you get emotional too, ain't it?
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to you how I think an adult should be talked to, because that's what you want to be treated like.
Right.
Don't go. I used to tell a lot of parents, like, your kids gonna go ahead and cuss at all their friends, and then try to cuss at me. And when I bring up a cuss word, whether it's direct to them or not, they don't want to do it. So I'll be like, so that's how that football stuff went, and then it's cool because we just keep going. And I think for sure, me and my boys are like, me at Las Vegas High School, we might be the youngest staff.
Oh, wow. Really?
In like Las Vegas, because we're all alumni. And the head coach, he graduated in like 06.
Oh, wow.
And all of us are younger than him.
Oh, wow.
The only dudes that are older than him is the running back coach. His name is Jimmy Bremer. We call him the mayor. But he went to Rancho back in like, I couldn't tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? He's known. Like, he's literally been able to tell me dudes that were older than me played on his Pop Warner team. So that's how old Buddy is.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
You know what I'm saying? He still goes out there. He's retired. He handles his business. And he only come out there with the same focus on winning. And keep it real with everybody. So it's real cool. The training aspect actually came from,
I'm just gonna ask that.
Yeah, no. In Ohio, I went to school in Ohio. Random shit. I played football out there. I had a fractured hip bone and a torn labrum in my hip.
Right.
And got a surgery, all this stuff. When I came home, I started training at this facility called Athletic Gains. One of my homeboys from junior college knew a dude named Devron at work there. And I just hit him up on Facebook, and he said, yeah, just stop by. I stopped by, he showed me the facility, and I'm sure Buddy was looking at me like, oh, this is some random dude. You know what I'm saying? They work with dudes that are going to the league.
Right.
They work with dudes that are over here trying to go to top colleges. I'm just like, bro, I'm just trying to get my hip back. You know what I'm saying? And I just left it at that, and literally, he just said, pull up. So he told me the little money thing. I set the money up. It was like $250 for like Tuesday and Thursday speed training, like agility, flexibility, and stuff like that for a month. And I was like, all right, cool. I just come to those because like I'm in school, I can't pay for much more.
Right.
And I think a full week, Monday through Friday, was like $500 every day, or $500 a month for every day. And I was like, yeah, I can't pay for that right now. And I was going to UNLV, just going to school, stuff like that. And then my little brother was in high school. But by the end of that year, or the like school year, when he was about to graduate and stuff like that, he wanted to like try to go to college. So I'm like, well, we don't get this kind of stuff growing up because, you know, single mothers, things like that. Like, there's things that you can't afford.
Right.
That because this thing is
it's not easily accessible. Like
it's in a different area than where I grew up. So it's like you can't see these things, you don't get to know these things, and I'm learning so much. I'm like, damn, like yeah, all right, come to this. And I worked it out with them to where it's like, if I'm starting to understand what y'all are doing. So if I'm just here working with y'all don't gotta pay me. I was like, y'all can just call it like an internship, and then I'll just come work out, intern with y'all, and I'll just pay for his.
Right.
And I worked it out with the dude that ran the place. He talked over with the dude whose facility name it was, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, cool. And I just learned, from my boy Devron, my boy Corey. They were my trainers. I just learned from them. I worked out there, so I would work out. And then I would work out again with a dude that actually plays for the Raiders now. And then I would just train people the rest of the day. Then I would go to my actual job that paid me.
Right.
And I just kept doing that for months. And then I went to school, and Phase 1 bought them. Yeah, Phase 1 bought them. But it's
you was training Phase 1.
Yeah, but it's a cool thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it works. It's a big business.
Right.
But my time there, just interning, inspired me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it sucked because when I went back to school, I literally had to sit there and be like, do I want to stay in school and change my whole degree?
Right.
I said, nah, man, I got like one more day. I said, I got one more semester in school. I'm gonna just finish this business thing up, and I'll just figure the rest out, how to get into that training aspect, and that's how that came about. I got the certification, and then people I'm like, maybe I'll just go back to school for it later.
Right.
People are like, you really don't have to. You got the business degree, you certify, you just kind of got to build from there. Everybody's just an entrepreneur. And it's like, you know, I can go with that, but I also think that it'd be cool to end up being in a college atmosphere as like a strength and conditioning coach. But you have to go to school for things like that.
Right.
So it's like, when in doubt, I'll dive back into school to do that. If I get that opportunity, I'm going back for that, because strength and conditioning coach, you know what I'm saying? It gets to that point where if you get your name big enough, you learn a lot, you get in with the right people, and you build yourself up the way you're supposed to, you don't gotta work out when you're doing it. You just gotta teach people the right way and produce, and then they're gonna be all right. So it's a job that you could have for a good ass time. You know what I'm saying?
And that's good, bro. So it's like you just taking everything, all the skills you have right now, and making it work for you right now. Pretty much, it's like starting where you are, and that's exactly what we're doing with this podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're just starting where we are right now. We got laptops and microphones, this microphone hookup thing, and boom, we can start right where we at.
It's all about building. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, you got your certificate, what you gonna do now? I was like, I'm building. Like, I didn't have all this planned out. Maybe I should have, but it's like,
we'll get there.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a goal, not a destination.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to just stop. So it's like, now I have more to do. I remember telling my mom and them, I was like, dang, I ain't got nothing to study for no more. What am I gonna do? Like, I usually come home, just study. Now what I'm gonna do? Okay, now I'll get my stuff going to something else.
No, that's good, bro. That's real good. So let's get back into like the encouragement then a little bit. So like, what are some of your techniques that you use for like the kids and stuff, or the people that you train to keep them encouraged, other than, you know, cussing them out? You know.
Nah, that's just to make sure they get focused on how they messing up. Well, nah, it's one of those things when it comes to kids, every kid is different. And that's one thing that you don't realize when you are a kid, but every kid is different. Every kid learns differently, every kid is motivated differently. Right. And sad to say, you get to see the kids that are just doing it for family reasons. Right. You know? And even with those kids, you gotta know how to talk to them. So you just gotta sit here and get to know them, and it don't gotta be you just sit down how we're talking and just be like, tell me your life.
Right.
That's not how it's gonna work. Because now they're gonna be like,
okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, and then they start telling you things that you ain't, that they keep hiding things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The more they feel comfortable with you, the easier it's gonna just flow.
Right.
And something might slip out. Or, you know, you just might sit here and see a kid struggle at benching. And you just sitting there talking to him and things like that. And he just be like, you be like, man, you need to do more push-ups. Maybe if you do a little more push-ups, you might understand what it feels like to push off.
Right.
Or, you know, they start to see that. Again, I told you that me and all my friends, we all coach there, but we're like the youngest group there. We all lift.
Right.
So people be like, y'all literally just walk up like y'all just came out the gym. Like, we probably did. We all lift every day. Every single coach except for like a couple of us still lift. And those dudes still lifted in certain amounts in their aspect.
Right. Practicing what you're preaching.
Yeah, so when you're sitting there, and we don't lift like at just gyms. We lift at the school.
With the kids.
So those kids can see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you understand how to get them motivated by like, oh snap, I can do that too. Yeah, I didn't just jump into this and start lifting this weight.
Right.
Like, it takes time. You get to teach them like the right ways to do it. You get kids that want to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you incorporate them into a workout that you're doing, they're just like, okay, I'll buy into it.
No, that's good. That's good because you lead by example pretty much. You let them see what you're doing. Like, okay, I can do this too. Build up to it.
Think about it. Like when you go out there, you get a lot of coaches that are older. And they don't want to go run.
Nah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But they gonna sure the hell tell you to go run some kind of 110, go run a sprint. And you just looking at them like, and you know what I'm saying?
You can't do this.
Like,
nah.
Well, you ain't doing it. Like, so it's like,
no. That's
now,
my high school
they,
coach is like that.
Yeah, so now they sit here, they look at us like, these dudes are kind of big. Like these dudes still like can move around a little bit. So I enjoy that aspect to where they can see that. So that's one way I do it.
Right.
Other ways I motivate. I want to say it's just like some kids they come up to you. And again, like I said, every kid's different. Like I have kids that just come up to me and just ask me questions, and I want to have an answer for them.
Right.
But I also don't want to be a person that'll lie to them either. You know, and it's just like, okay, if I don't know the answer, give me a second, I'll find out, or I'll tell you who you should ask.
Right.
I hate people that be like, well, this is how you do it, and then they go ask another coach, and the coach is like, that ain't how you do that.
Yeah. Nah, trying to save face and whatnot.
Yeah. Trying to seem like, oh, I know everything because I'm your coach, I'm your superior, but you're not on that level though. Yeah, you
know what I'm saying? Kids aren't stupid. You know, they're gonna catch on. They catch on to anything. If they feel like you don't like somebody else, they'll ask you. And that be the wisest thing. They'll be like, you don't like him? I was like, nah, like, we cool. Like, they do that all the time. Like, me and my brother, they be like, hey, y'all mad at each other? I was like, no, why you say that? He's like, y'all ain't talked this whole time. I said, I live with him. What am I talking to him? Like, what are you talking about?
We got nothing to talk about right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? So,
no, that's good, bro. So it seems that you really, in order for you to really inspire the kids, you gotta learn how to connect with them first. Because if you can't connect with them, then how you gonna inspire them? Or, you know, how you gonna make them even feel good about themselves? Because they're like, oh, this guy don't even know me. How you gonna talk to me like this? You know.
And again, it's one of those things where it's sad to keep bringing it up, but it's that youth factor. Because we're such young coaches, it's like those kids kind of can relate to us, but they still know that we're older than them. And it'd be funny because they'd be like, oh, y'all old. I'd be like, I'm not that old, bro.
I mean, I feel it's not even a youth factor though. It's more of a I've been where you're trying to get to factor.
That
because if you look at the people you're training, you know what I'm saying? The people you're training, they gotta have some type of confidence in you as well. You know, like what if you was sitting there, like you said, a big old stomach looking all sloppy and stuff saying, do the bench. It's like, nah, how this guy gonna train me if he looking like this, you know?
So I'm a big believer of speaking things into existence. It's crazy because last year, like I was telling y'all earlier, like I didn't think that I was out of shape. I was like, I can still run, I can still lift, I can still backflip. I was like, I'm an athlete, bro.
Right.
They be like, what, you can backflip? I'm like, yeah, I'm 240, I can backflip, I'm chilling. But, you know, people was telling me, like, they say something random. They'll say something, they'll be like, you gotta look slow, or they'll say, I started getting random things on Instagram, bro. I started getting a lot of people like asking me if I need help with my fitness journey. And I'm just like, let me go through my pictures real quick to figure out what I'm showing y'all. I'm like, hold on. But I was like, man, all right. I was like, maybe I should get off this football college weight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like in college, I was always between 225, 235 to 240.
Right.
I was like, maybe I don't need to be this big no more. And I think that's what a lot of people see with O linemen and D linemen.
Yeah.
They always get small.
Yeah.
They turn into this skinny dude you ain't never seen before. And then the running backs always get big.
Yeah,
the funniest thing in the world.
Thanks.
But I was just like, man, I'm about to get in shape, bro. I told the kid, I was like, I'm going to go to 215, but you got to get to 215, 220.
Okay.
He's a big dude. Like, this dude's like 6'3".
Oh, wow.
He came into high school like 6 foot.
What
So,
position?
He plays outside linebacker.
Ooh, that's our linebacker?
Yeah.
That was very
In space, on the line, all that stuff.
Oh, Lord.
And I literally told him, because he had been working out with me prior and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I was like, if you get over 200 pounds, I'm going to get to 215. All right? I ain't at 215. I'm at 225. But I'm down there, and he's at 227.
Oh, wow.
And this happened before quarantine happened.
Oh, wow.
And literally, like I told you, it just was a random thing of how we started doing our workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And I just decided to start going running more. And it just clicked.
Right.
And it just kept going. And then, you know, the more you sweat, the more you do it consistently. Me and my brothers came up with this stupid diet. It was literally like, we're going to stop eating out. That was it. We're going to stop going to get fat. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, we're just going to eat anything cooked at home. Like, when people would hear that, they're like, all right, so what are you guys eating? And we're talking about sloppy joes. Tacos. They're like, that's not a diet. I'm like, what you mean? We cooking it.
Though. Yeah.
We cooking it, you know what I'm saying? So people were like, no, that's not how you diet. I'm like, our biggest thing is we can keep our weight from as much as we work out. And because we was able to do that for so long, we feel like we can just keep eating this way.
Yeah.
But now we're on a tip of just being older. We're like, we should probably just start thinking of our health as we get older.
Yeah.
So maybe we should eat a whole box of pizza on a Tuesday just because we wanted some pizza. You know what I'm saying? So we just was like, all right, we ain't gonna eat out like that.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Oh, my bad, Siri. You got my watch and going on.
Nah, that's good.
But we ain't gonna eat out. Then we was like, we're gonna eat fruits or veggies with every meal. You know, and then
Sorry, you're greener. You know?
stop drinking all month. That was a hard one for a lot of people. Especially during that quarantine. You know, you got everybody talking about, I've been buying so much alcohol. I was like, dang, man, I wish I was doing that. And then just working out. And because we was doing it so much and we ended up building kind of a gym in our garage, it was just like, I tell a lot of people, they were like, what have you done this whole time? I was like, be in my room, like, what am I gonna do? I don't want to work out. Like, I'll just go downstairs. They're like, oh, you go to the gym? I'm like, no, I just walk downstairs and
You go work out.
figure something out, write something on the board, you know.
Right.
And it just happened. And I started losing weight. And again, I told you about the dude that was literally sitting there like, bro, you lost like 40 pounds. And I'm like, how big did y'all think I was? I was like, shit, man, I only lost like 10 pounds, but dang, I guess I look good.
Right.
And yeah, it just kind of kept going, and I was just like, I'm gonna lose this weight, and I told my brother too. I'm like, I'm gonna lose this weight because ain't nobody gonna listen to me if I'm fat.
Right.
So it's funny you said it because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lose this weight because I'm gonna get this certification. I'm gonna start training people, but nobody gonna listen to me if I'm over here not taking my own.
Exactly. And then you, like you said, you led by example. So the dude saw you lost weight. He's like, okay, let me put in some work too now. Get me down. And then look, he some linebacker. That's scary. So,
Cracking.
yeah, I'm scared, bro. I feel bad.
He's huge, and he ain't even been working out. That's why I tell him all the time, like, you ain't even working out. You 227, bro.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there.
I like it. So let's get back into like so talking about pushing the guy then, right? How do you know when to push harder or when to pull back? You know, like you ever feel that, yo, I'm pushing this kid too hard, I'm yelling at this kid, he starts crying, or you to the point of like, I'm not pushing him enough. Like I need to get Johnny moving a little more because I feel like he has more in him. Like, how do you start seeing that?
When you're out there on the field, especially at practice, it's not like Hard Knocks, but it is in a sense. So you'll have a time where you'll say something that a kid ain't like, and he had his last sprint, and it was a bad day, and it's hot outside, and he says, "Fuck, coach, I'm going off." You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of them kids. I done said the wrong thing, and he just didn't like that word. And the other coaches had to tell me, like, hey,
Calm down.
Not even calm down, like, you went too far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why he mad. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll take him, calm him down, and then they were like, you just gotta talk to him. I'll have a conversation. I'm like, all right, well, you don't know me well enough, I guess. I overstepped, so let me tell you how I am. I'm never gonna be rude to you to try to demean you. You know, I'm going to push you. That's why I say things like that. And the sad thing about it is, it's like when they give you parenting book, or like when the parents say there's no parenting book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's coaching books, there's all these things, but it's like, not every coach is the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm Nick Saban. I'm not gonna say I'm anybody else besides me.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to push you the way I feel I'm very pushed, but I also need to know when that you're not like me.
Right.
So I can't fully push you the same way I'm pushed. So it's like I have to tell them. It's hard because it's like I'm not very prideful, but it's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you, like, I apologize for what I just said to you that you didn't like, but I also need you to know that I'm going to say something that you're not going to like.
Right. So
you can either tell me in a calm demeanor next time, or we're just gonna have this whole conversation again.
Right. No, I mean, it's deep because you have to, like you said, low-key set that boundary with them and let them know, like, yo, bro, I'm gonna let you know I'm not perfect, but I'm only here to push you more, you know? So if I am saying anything to you that upsets you, it's only to make you better, though, because I want you to be better. I can see more in you.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to give the kid that understanding to know that, okay, he's not targeting me to fight me. He's trying to just
and it's one of those things where it's like, you can get lost in it because, again, you create that connection with so many dudes. And so many of those dudes hang out with other dudes to where you think that connection kind of just carries over. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You have to create the connection with every single person.
No, that's real.
Like, you wouldn't just walk up to him and be like, hey, bro, you ugly as hell today. You said it to your homeboy all the time, but you like...
No, that's real. Because, look, in my high school, I know I was real cool with my freshman quarterback. And then he used to go to the head coach's room all the time, the freshman head coach's room all the time and hang out. And I'm like, he was like, yo, come on us. I'm like, I'll roll with y'all, but, you know, this is kind of awkward for me, you know. Y'all quarterbacks, y'all head coach, head quarterback, you know what I'm saying? This is y'all thing. Like, I'm not really cool with him like that. I'm cool with him, but not on this level.
Not personable.
Not personable like that, like, I didn't get to that personal level.
If he not taking that step to make it with me, I'm not going to overstep my boundary. But then again, it's one of those things where you never know until you try.
Exactly. Like, you have to see what they're going to accept.
Every adult it's like trying to talk to girls, you know what I'm saying? If you don't try to talk to that girl, you don't know if she want to talk to you or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to football and coaching, especially if you're like the coaches that we are, we try to talk to every level. So it's not just, I just talk to varsity kids. I try to like be cool with the JV kids, get to know their name, because sooner or later they're going to play.
Soon they're going to play with you,
Freshman kids, I'm out there trying to help, give guidance and stuff like that. But I can't talk to every single kid and create a connection like that. I don't got that much time in a day. You know what I'm saying? If I did that, you would never go home. I would never go home. Then we'd be pissed the whole time. You know?
Right.
So it's like, if that kid never like walks up to me, asks me a question, if that kid never crosses my path and says, "What's up, coach?" or things like that, gives me a reason to talk to him, I might forget to talk to him, which sucks because that's just how it goes. But then we can end up in that same situation because we just never crossed that path and never connected because we just never
cross paths like that. No, and it's understandable. Like you said, you can't connect with everybody. It's like trying to connect with everybody in the grocery store or something like that. Like,
literally. It's
impossible. It's like trying to know every single one of your coworkers. It's like, you can know most of them, but there's no way you're going to connect with everybody because everybody's not running around like that.
Facts.
You got something?
No, I was just really appreciating the fact that, like, through your journey to become that coach and take that step into training is all led by experience. And you just have to do what you want to do to learn how to do it. And there's no guide or book that's going to tell you how to do something the way you do it until you start doing it.
Right.
Which is just taking that first step in the beginning of every single time.
Every time. And that's all you can tell. That's all you can tell anybody.
Yeah.
Whether it be kids or the people that I train, you know, the Moms Club, or I've worked with other people, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where if I sit here and just say, hey, you should work out.
Right.
And I just walk away, you probably not gonna work out.
Yeah, exactly.
You might take that offensive, you know what I'm saying? Like, the hell?
Right.
And you never take that step forward.
Mm-hmm.
But if you came up to me and was like, hey, I kind of want to work out. All right, yeah. When do you want to do this? Like, man, people tell me all the time, like, we should work out. I'm like, I'm down. I go anywhere. I was like,
Right.
I work out at home if y'all want to just come here because it's here.
Right.
Right.
I got
You know what I'm
you
saying?
right now. Ready to
I was
go.
like, I don't got no gym membership. Like, y'all got a guest pass? I'll come.
Right.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, do you want to be coached or are you just looking for a friend to work out with you?
That's true.
Right. That's real.
Because I can be either one, but don't have me come work out with you and then ask me what we doing.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? If you just wanted me to be your friend, spot you and we bench you and shit like that, don't be like, all right, what we doing today? Oh, you wanted me to come up with something?
Right. You don't
Because I can come up with something on the fly, but
Then you might be mad at me.
yeah, don't be over here like, bro, you trying to kill me. I'm like, this is what I had the bench today, bro. I just
Right, yeah, no, I feel. That's real. That's 100% real. And like I say, I'm sure it works out the same with the Moms Club then, because, you know, I'm sure you probably working out with them semi as they're working out.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
funny how the Moms Club came about. It was just one of those things where I think it was when I first came back, I had bought my mom a bike for her birthday. It was just like, me and my grandma was just like walking around. I said, I'm gonna buy her a bike. So I bought her a bike. And then we, let me phrase that. Me and my grandmother bought her a bike. Just
Shout
in
out
case,
grandma.
Just,
Yeah.
just in case she hear this and try to get mad at me. We bought her a bike, and then she started riding it. She started riding it a lot. She started doing this thing on Facebook where she actually asked for donations for like children's cancer, and then for every mile she rides and stuff like that. And I started to see it, and I was just like, she was like, I don't really see that much change from just riding a bike. She's like, my calves are getting really strong, but it's like, and as a kid, like, if you're just riding, you're gonna feel it, but you gotta do other things. And it's like, I'm not telling you you gotta go pump some iron, but we
Just
gotta
giving advice.
move it around.
Right.
And then we just started going to the gym. I was like, I'll go with you. I was like, you pay for my membership? No, you can pay me. I was like, come on, Mom. And we just started doing it. We did it for a good year, and then she signed us up for the Tough Mudder. And it's just like,
I heard about that.
I don't even know how many miles it is, but it's just this big obstacle course in the desert
Right.
where you just get dirty as hell.
Yeah, I already know. Get shocked by it.
Oh, I did the shock shit too. And, it was just, and I only do the shock shit because people know how to get me. You know, you gotta know who you with.
Right, exactly.
If you say something about me, my
Yeah.
pride gonna kick in. I'm gonna just do something that's gonna hurt me.
Right.
Just who I am.
Right.
And we started doing that, and then she was like, after this, that shit took us 8 hours. I took a whole day off.
Yeah.
And because like she was just getting into it, it took us 8 hours. But I didn't leave her. Nobody left each other. We all worked together. We did it. We finished. And she was proud of herself. But she also was like, I need a break. And that break turned into a little longer, so then we had to start back up, and it took us a little longer to get back to work.
Wow.
And then, you know, something always come up. If something come up, you can fall off like that. And I heard that in your, I think it was the second podcast. You were talking to old girl, and she was like, it takes like weeks to get in shape, but it takes a couple days to get
out
in
of
shape.
shape.
You know, and it's that quick. And she hasn't ever gotten out of shape. I just don't think she's ever gotten to where she wants to be.
Right.
And I like that because it's like, it's sad to say, but it's a drug. You know, you get that feeling, you get something you want, you're gonna work to get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it keeps her coming back.
That's deep, it's like a drug.
Yeah, it keeps her coming back no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, and with Tanika, you know, she's came and she didn't want to come at first.
I already know you.
You know her, she didn't want to come at first. She was just like, my knee, my leg. She's like coming to all excuses, but now it's like, hey, my mom's working late, or this mom's not coming. you don't have to come. We can just schedule tomorrow. She's, no, I'm gonna just come. Cause she's in a routine now. And I was telling you earlier, like I think people just work off routines. There's certain people that if I set my plan to do this, I'm gonna come do this.
Right. Yeah.
And it gives me a reason to come do this, or else I'm just gonna go home and be, what am I gonna do? Do something that's unhealthy.
Right.
Or just like you said, yeah, idle time is the devil's playground.
It is.
You know,
you sitting thinking, but while you're thinking, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which gets you no progress.
Waste of time. Waste of time. No, I love it, bro. I love it. So I like how you just. I guess this conversation, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's going way different than I thought it would. But what you're like throwing out there is how you take what you have and you just turn it and make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you take your ability to. My mom wants me to go work out with her. Okay, cool. I'm gonna use that to 1, work myself out, 2, help her work out. And then now I gave her so much encouragement. Now she's doing stuff that she never thought she can do, feeling ways she never thought she could feel. And you know, you do the same thing with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you challenge them, but at the same time, you're going along with the challenge. Yeah. It's not like I'm just saying, yo, go that way, and then I'll meet you in the car. Like you've ever seen the coaches that, you know, the kids is running, but the coach in the car driving, look at them.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, that's messed up. You know.
And it's one of those things where it's like, some coaches, they gotta do that. Because, yeah, I can go lift with you. Yeah, I can run with you.
Right.
But in a sense, especially with football, it's a huge team sport.
Right.
If I'm telling you to run with your teammates, I'm not gonna come run with you every time because I'm not gonna play on the field with you.
Exactly.
You guys have to know how to push each other.
Exactly.
I can just say it because I'm gonna say the play, and then I expect you guys to put it together as a group and run it together. Because I can't go on the field. That's just how it is. I tell those kids all the time. I was like, man, y'all might be really good if I go out there on the field, but I can't. Right. But that's just how it goes. It's like you said. I just take what I got and I find a way to go in, and everything just falls into place, man. It's never planned out, and I think some people find that to be a bad thing. That I don't plan a lot of things, but I know that things could be planned and go south so quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's more, I feel like I've just learned to always recover.
Right.
You're adaptive and resourceful. Like
Yeah.
you find your resources, you figure out how to manipulate them, and then you just go.
Yeah. No, that's 100%.
The thing with my mom, it just worked out to where a kid, I was coaching his mom, she just wanted to work out. She started noticing that I had my mom working out on the field, running on the stand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's just looking at him like, are you like a trainer? I'm like, I ain't certified, but I get my mom going. and it's one of those things where it worked out because
she wanted it.
It worked out because me working out with my mom, again, you have to know who you're working out with. Do you want a coach or do you want a friend to work out with?
Yeah.
Because if I'm working out with you, our weights might be different, and that could also discourage you from working out.
Right.
Yeah. And I get that, you know, my mom's a little older, and she's also a woman. I'm a young male, so my testosterone is just sitting there. I can just move it whenever. But it's like, I hear this thing about couples all the time. Older couples that are married, they're always talking about, all right, we're gonna go on a diet, and women be like, he changed in like a week, and I'm over here still the same thing.
Exactly.
It's one of those things where it's just like, it's nothing that I can do about it, but it's like, do you want to work out with me, or do you want to work out with somebody that's kind of like
on your level? Yeah.
And it's not gotta be, ain't gotta be shape, it ain't gotta be age. It's more on the lines, what do y'all have in common? And this is where Mom's Club came in effect. You guys got kids. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, you got kids.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that worked out. And then COVID hit and everybody fell off. And then I tried to bring them all back just by having my mom walk. We walked by another kid's mom. I walked by another kid's house. I seen his dad, talk to him. Say, hey, tell your wife I'm gonna start a mom's club. All right, she got kids, tell her to come through. The only person I'm gonna be mean to is my mom. Don't worry about it. That's why I come. And she hit me up, talking about, hey, they said you were doing this. Yeah, come through. She came. Then I told another kid who was working out with us, I said, hey, tell your mom if she wants to come work out, starting a mom's club, come work out. Right. She came. And it was just a thing where everybody was good to be together.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, the only reason it fell off is people went back to work, times changed,
life
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that gets in the way of everything, but you have to adapt with it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna build from it.
Yeah.
You know, now that I have the credibility that I have, I just have to find a better space to do it. But during COVID, I'm just leaving it as it is. You know, I'm not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to put anybody in bad situations. Because we all still got to worry about health.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad if anybody doesn't want to come work out. I'm not gonna be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I was raised without money. I'm gonna be good without money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, bro? You sound like a true football player to me. It's the idea they always teach us with the amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Forget the last play, move on to the next one. You know, the game is not going to plan at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta have a game plan, but be 100% flexible with it because it is not going the route that you wanted to go.
And that's
like
why
it never does.
That's why I say, like, man, if I had a superpower, like a true superpower, it'd be like amazing adaptability because you can adapt to anything at that point. Like, if you can adapt to anything, you can move through life no matter what anything throws at you.
Adaptability, bro, you fall off a boat. Water.
Swim, I can walk on it.
Yeah, I can swim. I'm good.
That's real.
Shoot.
So one of these coaches I was actually listening to earlier, I can't quote exactly who it was, so I'm not gonna quote it, but he was talking about that results aren't really the thing that you're looking for. What you're looking for is to build the character of the person. And I was wondering, did you agree with that statement?
I had really great coaches when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Just the kind of men that they were, the way they stayed on us. My mom will attest to the fact that it changed me as a person. For sure helped me grow up. A lot of my friends would tell you the same thing because they've been around so long. Too. But the main thing is they wanted to win. And they wanted to win. I feel like because they wanted to win, they wanted to put the best people on the field. It didn't matter what position they were really at. If they could adapt to that, like you said, I'm going to put you on there and we're going to win in that way.
Right.
So, in a sense, I was 175 pounds my junior year playing nose tackle. And if you don't know what that is, I played in front of the fattest dude on the line. You know what I'm saying? Where you're always going to get a double team. There's going to be two dudes that weigh over 280 pounds that are going to hit you.
Every play.
And I had to find a way to do that. And I was just quick and strong, so they just put me there.
Right.
We had other guys that felt like they should have played other places. But we just made it work because all our mindset was bread, win. And it's funny because we all grew up watching, Friday Night Lights, the movie.
Yeah.
And literally the whole beginning of the movie is like, you will win state. You will state. And then you got people like in the community, you wish you had the community because it's such a small town. Like,
right.
Here it's
shut down.
Yeah, here it's so big. You got schools around the corner, but you, in that mind, in that culture at my school, it was, we're going to go to the playoffs. We're going to win. And we're going to try to go to state. That was just the mindset we had.
Right.
We seen teams that went to state. We seen teams that almost went to state. So that's all that we were bred for. And now you ask a kid, you ever seen Friday Night Lights, they talking about that damn TV show.
Right.
So it's just, it's a disconnect there.
Right.
But I also remember not knowing if I wanted to go to college.
That's where it
I
got
also remember not knowing anything about having to go to college. I had a mentor who was one of my friends from high school, his dad. I was just at the house and he was like, have you done your SATs?
No, that's a deal.
I was like, nah. I was like, I'm probably not even going to go to college. I was like, I'm not tripping on that. He wrote me a check right there. Said, go sign up for your SATs. You know what I'm saying? Now he's putting me on game with things that I was missing out because I didn't have a father figure. Because our coaches were so busy on trying to win, they couldn't make sure we were grasping everything. And then our head coach, great dude, Chris Fairclough, I'm telling you, he knew what he was doing. And the support guys were there, but everybody was so great on, let's get the right technique, let's get the right film work, let's get the right whole idea of a team, and let's win. But kids are sitting here talking about Vegas high school doesn't get guys out. And you grow up hearing that, like, Vegas high school doesn't get guys out, let them go to college.
Right.
Well, let's be honest, like, we're in a different situation than the East Coast. And going to the East Coast and down South, I start to learn. There's colleges everywhere.
Right.
Here we got UNLV.
That's it.
CSN don't got no football team. Or you got to go up to UNR. And the UNLV and UNR, they're trying to make it big. You know what I'm saying? They got money involved in that, so they have to try to get people that can produce.
So they're getting people East Coast now.
They get people from other places that can't get into all of them schools, So it's one of those things when we came back, me and all my friends that coach with me, our mindset was like, we went JUCO. But we also didn't, because we didn't know about school. We also know a lot of people that went JUCO because they wanted to go D1.
Right.
But they wasn't D1 dudes.
Right.
You know, you can see a D1 dude play.
Yeah.
It just happens. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much that dude think he a D1 dude, if he ain't a D1 dude, you'll know when he plays.
Right.
And on the side of fact, another thing they do is you get a D1 dude that can play, but he don't do the grades. And it's just things that you don't know. You don't know about this, you don't know about that. And if you're not taught it, that's how it goes. I grew up in a home where my mom didn't go to college.
Right.
I'm pretty sure my dad didn't go to college. So who's gonna tell me how to get there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All those families that have kids kids that have parents that went to college, played sports in college, they understand the fact of it.
Right.
But you start to see those on the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? You start to see those away from where my school was. You start to hear all these kids that went to Liberty. You got Gorman, Faith. They're paying the money to get their kids to go somewhere because they know that's how it takes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They also know what it takes. They know they're going to get people that can produce those things. We didn't know about that, so we learned it while we were in college. So now what we're doing is we're just trying to get there to show them how to do it.
Right.
But the other thing is, you also can't get people to come see those kids without winning. So when you're, sorry to get way out of there, but
it's all over the place.
My bad.
No, not the conversation. I mean, like the mindset of I need to win, but at the same time, I need the kids to have the mindset to prepare for the next level right now.
Yep.
So it's kind of like
checklist.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. If you're losing, how many people are gonna come watch you lose?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might have a dude out there, but if you're losing every damn game, why would I come watch a team that's losing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now we had a dude I told you about earlier. We had a couple all-stars they won state and track. So people started seeing them. So they started to show up, and they showed up on the field. D1 dudes started to become D1 dudes on the field. So now you get other guys that are getting looked at, that big ass linebacker I told you about. Right? And now there's more guys that's out here, and you're just like, okay, we've got the first part. You guys went out there and won. We had a great season. Didn't finish where we wanted to do, but we got a great season. Now we're gonna start getting looks. We had two dudes go D1, another one go D2, and a couple go NAIA, all right? So now we got people going out. Now those schools for sure are going to come back and look to see if we have other people that could pick up. You know what I'm saying? The way we bred those kids and their characteristics, now those coaches are going to be like, I like the way this kid's been taught, the way he works, his work ethic. So now I'm going to go back and see if they got more of those guys with the same talent and the same mindset.
Right.
So it's like, it sucks because the whole thing is you have to build the culture. And the culture is the mindset.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is you have to go win. So do you worry about the characteristics over the wins? It's kind of playing the same favor. You have to build one to get the other.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's kind of exactly how he explained it, you know what I'm saying? It's like it starts off with the character. If you build the character, you can build the process, and then once you build the process, you get the results you want. You know
But you get cancerous people when you're not getting those wins.
Exactly.
And that takes away from what you're building.
Right. Okay, so
he basically just explained what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like the whole process, that was wild.
Yeah. So now with that being said, is like you said, you got the cancerous kids. How do you help the kids deal with the failures? How do you help them, want to push themselves now to get to another level? Like what would you do to do that?
It's one of those things where no matter what, you gotta love them up. And but you have to love them up, but you can't. I'm not a parent, but from what I've taken from parents that I know is you can't just reward a kid for doing nothing or reward a kid for doing bad things. You know what I'm saying? Love him up, try to take him in, calm him down, teach him what he's doing wrong, and send him back out there.
Right.
Loving him up doesn't mean you have to sit here and give him a treat. Loving him up is give him a fucking lesson and then be like, hey, this is what I got for you. And he might not know it today,
Right.
Or he or she, they might not know it today, but they might learn it.
It's gonna hit later.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I coach football. I also coach girls flag football. I also coach in track. I coach throwers. I get boys and girls, and I was scared to work with the girls. And it wasn't on no weird tip with all these people doing that shit. It was more just like,
how they
I'm ruthless.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm a ruthless person. That's just my nature. It's like, I walk in the house and I'm talking shit. That's just how me and my boys grew up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to be rude like that until you find out that some of those girls, especially when they play sports like that, they want to be talked in a way like that. You know,
right? They want to be treated. They want to be treated like I'm an athlete.
Like if you're catching the ball bad, you want to be told you're catching the ball bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, oh, you'll get it next. That's not what they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the whole idea where love them up, but you gotta know what you loving them up with. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give them advice over treats.
Right.
Or advice over like strict discipline too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell them what they did wrong, or maybe break them down a little bit, but you have to help them get back up too, so they know that you're not doing it just to demean them, like you said earlier.
And with that one, it's like, you know, again, I'm a hothead. You know what I'm saying? I done had a football hit me in the head at practice, and I had to calm myself down. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you sitting there popping off on somebody, when you're able to like come back down and tell a kid like why you were acting like that,
right,
or why you were yelling at them in that play, because let's be honest, when you're on the sideline or you're out there on the field, your voice kind of just gets higher.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the motion.
All these kids have helmets on. Everybody's hitting each other. They can't hear everything.
Right.
You got to get their attention. They just hit somebody. Now, obviously, their head ringing.
Right.
You know, so it's like your voice can get higher. So they may think you're just talking down to them. Mm-hmm. No matter how tall they are, they could think you're talking down to them. Right. So you have to be like, hey, this is why though. Mm-hmm. And then you might get those kids and be like, oh, all right. You might get kids like, no, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. And everybody has pride. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody grows up different.
Right.
So it's just like
no, that's real, because you're, like you said, it's not like you're, like we were saying earlier, you know, you're a part of the experience, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you're just out there, hey, go play, and they go play. Like, no, you're actually in the experience with them, you know what I'm saying? That's real, because you actually put yourself in the shoes, you're in there. Unfortunately, you get emotional, but that's because you're feeling it too. You're just as passionate as they are, you know? Like, even though they're running, you're still feeling their emotions.
Well, like you said earlier, I've been through it, you know? I played this sport.
Right.
So it's like, I understand what you're going through. And I kind of get in the mood. I get in the mode, you know what I'm saying? It's like, people don't realize, especially people that play football, they don't realize how much you can get into the sport when you love it.
Oh, I know.
So if you sitting here, if you just playing and you love it, it's crazy. When you're coaching it and you love it,
it's real more. Cause now you're like, I wish I could do this.
Like you want them to feel the same way you feel. It's got to be like how parents feel, right? Like, I want you to love this how much I love this. Like when a parent showing you their favorite movie, and you just sit there mad.
That's real. That's real.
You don't love this?
I don't know if you remember, but you had a football game one time. Yeah, you were young, bro. You was real young.
Oh, like Snoop Dogg or Pop Warner?
Yeah, it was something like that. But y'all weren't hyped. Yeah. And I was like, what is wrong with these kids? So I had to go over there and like, yo, give us some one time. Like, show them some chance to get them going.
That was the Bears.
Because, y'all were the Bears. And I was like, these fools is not feeling like I'm feeling. I'm just watching the game, mind you. I'm not in it at all. I'm 100% not coaching. No value to the game at all. This is playing.
Bro, and high key, that changed the whole vibe of the team. Because I carried that back into them. And then, you know, the other homies that was like, you know, the big leaders of the group, they was like, oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Like,
it was ready to go.
We're here to get it, bro.
Yes. And that's crazy because you take your enthusiasm and you rub it off on everybody else. And that's magical, bro. The idea that you can do that, you know. And then when you feel that you're wrong, you have the mindset to be able to step back. My bad, bro. I know I said that. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but this is what I'm trying to get across. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. You'll understand one day, man.
And it's one of those things where it's like, we all know we do it. You know, it don't gotta be just with coaching. You know, you could, you can cut somebody off and in your mind you're like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. But you was like, just hit it, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get 3 lights down and you're like, dang, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or you might not. And it just depends on the person you is.
Yeah, no, 100, bro. So my last question for you for today, man, as you already know, you're on the Just Keep Swimming podcast. Okay. So I'm wondering, coaching wise, training wise, where are you still swimming to? Where are you still working on to get better in those aspects, in those fields?
I'm going to build myself up in this training game, and it's gonna take somebody giving me a chance to have a gym to work in. And if that don't work out, I got people that be over here telling me, let's build one.
Right, real. We're talking.
But it's just one of those things where you just gotta stop talking about it and be about it.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, when they come through, you gonna know.
Yeah.
You know, when they come through, you gonna know, because I'm gonna build it, and I'm gonna get everybody. I think I treat people with such respect and such like love that they gonna show it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I live. It's like, shoot, what is it, that new thing where people be on social media like showing themselves, giving the bum money?
Oh,
Stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom always told me, like, I'm not gonna give him money because it could feed to his addiction, but I might give him some food or some water.
Right.
And my mind is like, I'm not gonna sit here and show everybody in the world what I'm doing. I'm not gonna tell you the day and the time when I stopped at the red light and gave this bum some money, because you need to know that.
Yeah.
Just know that I've done that before. You know what I'm saying? I've done things for better people. Like, I don't sit here and just tell people like, oh, I coach and I work with elementary school kids and I train people just to get you to listen to me and do that stuff. Like, you're gonna find that out as you talk to me.
Yeah.
And that's, if you want to talk to me and find out that about me, you'll find it. But if you just say, hey, what's up? Oh, you will? All right, cool. All right, cool.
And that's it. Yeah.
We can leave it at that, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm an overlook, as you guys can tell from this podcast.
Nah, I mean that's good though, bro. And I like that mindset for sure. The idea that, you know, you wanna what do they say? Move in silence, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
like you just 100%. You moving low key. Like I'm gonna move low key, and then when you see the billboard pop up, that's how you know what's happening, because you'll see it happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. If you're supposed to know, you gonna know.
You gonna know. You gonna know. You gonna be a part of the building.
I'm not a beggar. I ain't never been. I wasn't raised by beggars. I was raised by people that work. You know what I'm saying? When you sit here and watch people that don't ask for nothing,
right?
Who don't let you know that they need something, you know what I'm saying? You just sit back and like, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know, and going back to your question, when it comes to football, I told you the training part. When it comes to football, I'm at the high school grinding.
Right.
I grind every day. I live across the street. I grind every day with them. And I just hope to get back into it, teach some more, build my resume, and if it's still in Vegas to grind, if it's at Vegas High School, if it's at another high school to grind, if I get to make it to a college atmosphere to grind, I just hope that I can take everything I told y'all today and keep doing it.
And keep running with it. Nah, I feel you, bro.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
And that's exactly what you're doing, bro. You 100% about it. I give you to that one. I salute you on everything that you're doing, bro. Because you're doing a real good thing with the kids, with the moms, everything that you're doing and helping out, you know, teaching. I feel right now you're giving back greatly. And, you know, this podcast for sure, you just dropped some knowledge, definitely sharing your story and everything. You know, you're going to give back greatly, bro.
Thank you.
So I guess my last question is, you got a quote or anything you want to leave us with? Some type of one of your best football quotes or whatever quote you've been rocking with for the last year or so?
It's not even a quote that I have taken in or like I came up with or anything.
Of course not.
But and it ain't been a long quote that I've blown for years. It actually hit me yesterday in this book in my class. It was crazy. It was a book reading to the kids, and I was like, dang, that was some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It was about Kamala Harris. I always say her first name wrong, but the vice president. The vice president, and it said everyone or someone can't do everything, but everyone can do something.
Deep. Love it.
And it's a deep quote.
Yes, beautiful. I love that quote, man. I've been rocking with that quote for a while.
Wow. I like that.
You can't do everything in the world. You can't feed the homeless and go shelter the cold. You know, and do all. You can't do everything, but everybody can do at least one thing. You can do something to help. You can do something to give back, something to
it's like what y'all
help
doing
improve.
Here. And it's like what y'all doing here. Y'all giving, from me, y'all. If people take this, I might get people that be like, hey man, I heard you, this and that.
Exactly.
So it might bring me up, but if it don't, at least I did it. At least y'all gave me the opportunity.
I mean, look, my mindset is, bro, I'm hoping based off the questions I asked you just now, you started to think a little bit different about coaching. Like, okay, I can probably improve this way, or it made you think about your story a little different. Now you look at your story in a different light. Like, okay, now this makes sense of why I'm here now, or something. I'm hoping I helped you. You know what I'm saying? I already know we gonna help one listener for sure. But I'm just hoping I help my guests as well, because it's not all about us at all.
Like I said, everyone or someone can't do everything.
Everybody can do something, bro.
That's deep.
There was something. I was watching something on YouTube, or I was reading something. It was something, and it was like, I mean, you can't always. It takes more work to accomplish something if one person is doing 100% of the work. But if you get 5, 10, or no, if you get like 5 people doing 20% of the work, that work's going to get done. If you get 100%, or if you get 100 people doing 1% of their energy and their work, that thing's going to get done 100%.
And look, actually, I think it's actually more than 100%, because once you start to multiply the people, the way the numbers go up is different. It's kind of like would you rather have $1 a day for a certain amount of days, or would you earn $1 a day for a certain amount of days, or would you have a dollar multiplied every day for a certain amount of days? Because when you add another body to it, we're not additions, we're multiplication. So when you add multiple humans together, it's actually multiplication, not addition. So we're more powerful. Our energies collide a lot.
Yeah, you can put more together.
Way more.
And the biggest thing is, if I bring you in, you might be like, hey man, this might be a little too light. You might bring him in, and he might bring somebody, or you might bring 3 people. Exactly. That's how it works.
But then I guess my deepest thing is I'm not just bringing myself. I'm bringing all the knowledge that I learned from others with me, and you bring all your knowledge you learn from your people with you. Yeah. So it's like, you got all these people taking the line behind us. We're taking their knowledge, we're taking their cues, we're taking whatever they taught us, and we're throwing into.
You're not gonna bring somebody to build a house that only knows how to put up the walls.
Right.
Deep.
Right.
Deep. Exactly. That's deep.
Quote.
I'm gonna leave it at that, man. But Will, man, I just want to say I appreciate you, brother, for being here today, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yes,
this
sir.
is deep.
Yeah, no, it was deep, bro.
I ain't never done a podcast before. I'm kind of hype. I might be a podcast dude now. I might have to give me a.
Hey, man, do what you gotta do, bro. Do a workout podcast. You know what I'm saying?
You'll be for sure hearing from me if I do that.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. Let me know. We will be a part of it for sure. No question, bro.
Yes, I got the technical stuff.
My guys.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. I just want to wish you the best in all the endeavors and everything you got to come for sure. Everybody out there listening, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for listening today. I hope everybody learned something. Please share with your friends. Subscribe with your family. Send a link to anybody that you feel could use this message, and you just know that, I can be a little better coach, or, I can help my son a little bit, or, something that just, if something sparked with you a little bit, send it to somebody, please. We ask for it.
Right.
Any questions you got, comments, concerns, hate mail, like I said, I accept everything because I see it all as progress. Send it to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And brother, I just want to say I appreciate you being here with us today, man.
Thank you.
Episode.
Yep,
another one of the books.
Amazing, man.
Full knowledge for this one.
Yeah.
Experience.
Full knowledge. Yes, experience.
Y'all gonna make me blush, man.
Man, you already blushing, bro. It's too late, man. But I just want to say I appreciate y'all for being here with us today, fellas. Everybody out there listening, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful afternoon, amazing evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Always, just keep swimming.